Full time here at the Emirates Stadium. Arsenal 1, Brentford 1. 2 points dropped for Arsenal, which in the context of the title race, and especially after dropping all 3 at Goodison Park, is going to be a disappointment. You have to say, on the balance of play, probably a fair result. I think Brentford were excellent in the first half, a better team, might well have had a goal themselves. In the second, Arsenal did change the balance of play. I think they did pretty well and ultimately created the breakthrough, so they'll be especially disappointed to have conceded a sloppy equaliser to a set piece. Another set piece goal. You think of United, you think of Everton, you think of today. There were some shouts for offside. I need to see it again. I've been reliably informed that Arsenal had a good case for an offside there. We shall see. I need to see the replays. Nonetheless, disappointing way to concede a goal, scrappy equaliser, and Brentford, a bit of gamesmanship in the final minutes, a bit of aggro between the benches about that, and they saw it out. They are a tricky opponent. I shouldn't say that, they are a good opponent. Everybody describes them as tricky, as awkward, and I think it does do them a disservice. I think they're a good side. If you look at their league position, the amount of games they've gone unbeaten, I think it's over a dozen at this stage. They are a very credible team. Ivan Toney was the man of the match today, I thought. The way that he won, I think, overall his duel with William Saliba. He obviously pulled on Saliba rather than Gabriel, but gave him a really tough time. I don't think Saliba did badly, but I just think Toney is such a handful. Brentford fans in very good spirits behind me. As for Arsenal, in the first half they really struggled. I mean, is 4-5-1 this team's kryptonite? Could be. When teams pack the midfield against us, we do struggle. And I spoke last week about Arsenal being a scout for Everton. We're a scout for all teams. Teams are coming to Arsenal absolutely prepared for what they're going to be up against. I think they take us very, very seriously. They're prepared to drop off, defend their own box. And to be honest, Brentford are very good at that. So in the first half, we didn't really carve out the opportunities. In the second half, we improved. Obviously, Trossard came on. Shame for him that he was robbed of the match-winning moment, because it was a great moment for him, and brilliant work from Bukayo Saka to create that goal. I'm trying to think if Arsenal had other opportunities, though, to really turn the screw and get that second goal. They didn't, and Brentford equalised almost immediately, which sucked the air out of the stadium. The quality of the atmosphere in the ground was a little bit different today. I think there are more nerves creeping in as people realise what is at stake, the scale of the prize ahead of Arsenal, potentially a Premier League title, and they see those slips starting to come in now. And I think there are a lot of nerves around, and there'll be an awful lot of nerves about Wednesday night and Manchester City. Man City play Aston Villa tomorrow at home. You would think home game for them. They ought to win that one. That will close the gap to just 3 points going into the City game. Wow. It was big before, it feels even bigger now. And actually, Arsenal come into it after 3 games in all competitions without a win and under a little bit of pressure. They need another big performance, another big result. We saw the Man United game 3-2, got the late winner there. But to be honest, Arsenal haven't quite played at that level since. And I think what we saw today against Brentford, in terms of a team setting up with 5 in midfield, maybe 3 centre-halves as well, is something we might see more of. It's 5 in midfield for Everton, 5 in midfield for Brentford. It makes our life a lot harder, and I wonder if a lot of teams, particularly those outside the big 6, will come here and do that. Arsenal are marked men, and the opposition aren't going to make it easy for us whatsoever. What else to say? I think the big thing for me today is variety. We've seen such consistency in the starting 11, and that has been a bedrock for Arsenal's success. But maybe we're approaching the point where a bit of variety wouldn't go amiss. We saw some come off the bench in the shape of Leandro Trossard, what an impact he made. Of course, it's tricky now because it's City Wednesday. Do you make changes for the biggest game of the season from the preferred 11? Maybe. I mean, Trossard will be the one who's closest to inclusion. I do think Tomiyasu as well. It's got to be breathing down Ben White's neck at this particular point in time. Finally, I would just say that Arsenal missed Gabriel Jesus today. I think, we speak about lacking variety in attack, and he is kind of the embodiment of that in the way that he pops up in different positions. He just lends such an unpredictability to what we do. He is a special player, and special players are required to win titles. I don't think it's unfair or unkind to say that Eddie Nketiah is, while a very good player, is not quite special in the same way. Of course, we were going to miss him. We survived pretty well for those first few games, but I think that is beginning to catch up with us now, not having someone of Jesus' calibre. Arsenal need him back absolutely ASAP. He was here today, he's back on the training pitch at London Colney. Yeah, very much missed. So, I mean, disappointing day. I suppose the only thing you can say positively is that Spurs lost 4-1 to Leicester. So that's some consolation. All right, guys, I'll be back here on Wednesday. Speak to you then. Bye-bye. Oh, it won't turn off.